Hello everyone, this is a free to back from How to Play. Today we're looking at the game Umami, which is a Japanese word. I don't know what it means. But this is the Forest Food Fest. Designed by Don Eskridge, with art by Ikuko Nakai. Apologize if I'm butchering that. And it's produced by Heidelberg Games, and this came out this year. And it is kind of a little set collection game. You're going to be whipping up dishes with free ingredients to try to satisfy the different forest denizens that have special tastes, each one. And you're trying to win them over, and then whoever has the most points at the end wins the game. So what do you get in this game? You get 81 of these ingredient cards, which have 3 colors, numbers 1 through 9, and I believe there is 9 of every number, so there's 9 ones, 9 threes, 9 nines. The 1 to 3s are greens, which are, well, greens, vegetables, and such. The 4 to 6s are yellow, and they are carbohydrates. And the 7 to 9s are red, and they are proteins. Now, you know some of the cards have different symbols on them. For instance, this one has a hand symbol. You can use this, discard it to steal a card from someone else. The stars are simply points that you get. And these flowers are blossoms, and they help you break a tie if there happens to be a tie. And if you both have blossoms, and you can see who has the most. If there's still a tie, well, there's a tie. So you got all these cards, and you'll shuffle them up. Then you have this first player card, which is a sign that says, in Japanese, open for business, which is what you would expect to see on a restaurant, I guess, in there when it's open for business. You also have 18 of these favorite cards, which show you the different animals and what they want. So this one wants 2 proteins of different numbers and a green. This one wants 2 carbohydrates and a protein. This unequals means they have to be 2 yellows of different numbers, not the same number. There's also these ones. This one can be any free cards, free colors, but they have to be in a run, a sequence, like 1, 2, 3. And then there's this one. This one is also a sequence, but it is skipping numbers. So it's like a sequence of odd numbers or even numbers, like 3, 4, like 3, 5, 7, or 2, 4, 6. You're skipping numbers. And this just specifically is one of each color. And that's what you get there. The arrows you see on here mean that this guy wants a high valued meal. This one would want a low valued. So lower numbers and higher numbers are important. And each one has a star. They're each worth 1 point. And so what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle us up. There's 9 high preference favorites and 9 low preference favorites. That's the directional arrows. There's also, for these ones, there's 3 in each number that has a blossom, a star, or a steel. If I understand that correctly. And what you're going to do out is count out. You're going to shuffle these up. You're going to deal 4 to each player. So let's just say, we're doing 2 players. I think you can play 2 players. I can verify that. I don't recall. Top of my head. Yeah, 2 to 5 players. So let's say we're doing 2 players for now, just to make it simple. So we each get 4 cards. Then we're going to deal out a number of cards from here based on the player counts. So for 2 players, it's 7 cards. For 3 players, it's 9. For 4, it's 10. And for 5, it's 11 cards. For the rest, we'll go back in the box. But before you do that, you're going to give each player 1 secret recipe card. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 players. The rest are out of the game. This kind of acts like a timer because once you go through this whole deck, you're basically going to do 1 final round. And then that's that. You know what? Maybe we'll do 3 players. Why not? So 9 cards. Then what you're going to do And these cards you're going to keep secret in front of you for now. Now I'm starting to whiz ahead on 2 players based on the space I have here. I can't even see the sky. It is what it is. You're going to deal out 4 cards face up from each pile. Actually, what I'm going to do this. And so, on your turn, we'll say I'm the start player. You choose that however you want. What you're going to do is play 1 card from your hand into your dishes. You can have, I believe it's a maximum of 12 cards in front of you, or 10 for 5 players. I'd say you're going to play 1 from your hand, and then 1 from here. So maybe and you can play here first, and then from your hand, whichever you want, so I'll do that. You can play them into 1 disc or separate discs. You're going to have 3 cards per disc. So if you ever played a 4th card into your disc, let's say I played that one there, I would have to remove 1, changing what that disc is. But we'll do it like that. Now, if you want on turn as well, you can use a card that has a steal action from your hand or from this ingredient roll. And you can use that to steal a card from another player. There's no point right now because nobody has any cards. So I'll hold off on that. Then I replenish. The next player goes. So pretty straightforward what you're doing. So this guy's going to play maybe this one and this one. And then he will replenish. And he could do a steal. Does he want to? Not really. So he's just going to leave it. Oh, I forgot as well, you're going to draw back up to 4 cards. My bad. So you're always going to draw back up to 4. Then this guy's going to go. Again, you keep these ones secret. I'll explain that in a bit. So then this guy's going to go. He's going to play maybe this one and this one. Oh, he's got the same value as me. And he could steal. So he's going to do that. He's going to play this into a discard pile. He's going to steal this from me and put it here. And he completes a recipe. This one, actually, no, he doesn't. He's not going to steal, actually. Let's realize, because it has to be different numbers, so that would be pointless. So he's not going to do that. He's just going to draw back up and replenish. Comes to me. And whenever you complete a dish, you take the matching favorite card. So if I play this one here, I complete this one. And just do that. I can't recall if it says to play it above it or below it, whatever. And if you can do more than one, that's fine. And then I would say maybe take this one and add it here. And that ends my turn. I'll replenish, and replenish, and replenish. So you keep going around the table doing this. At some point in time, let's say it comes back to this player, and he decides to steal my 9. Okay, let's just say he's played this one here and this one. He decides to steal my 9 and add it here. Yeah, he'll steal this one. He can't steal this one because there's a diss on it, but he can steal that one, adds it here, and now he could steal this away from me. Actually, no. Oh, wait, this is wrong. This is green. I apologize. I took the wrong one. It's supposed to be this one. And actually, in that case, he's not going to steal the 9. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit discombobulated here. Let's say he plays a 7 here. So since this is a good explanation of how stealing happens. This one wants a lower number. So since this one, you played this 7 here, we get 15, 20. This one has 21, I believe. 22. Since this is a lower value, he gets to steal this from me. And now he has that point. And the star here is a second point. So you continue playing like that. And eventually, the game will come to an end. So maybe I have this one. Let's just say I have this 1, 3, and 5. Means I can take this one. And then, you continue playing. Eventually, this is going to be depleted. And once it's depleted, players are going to take these secret ones that they have in front of them and add them to here. And then you're going to play one final round. That's going to happen once it comes back to whoever has a start player card. These are all going to go face down. They become non-stealable. And everyone adds their secret card into that. Their secret favorite card into that. And you play one more round. And then you're going to add up your points. Then let's say I ended up with another card in front of me. Let's say this guy ended up with this one, and I ended up with, maybe I ended up with this one. Let's just say at the end of the game, I had something like this in front of me. I'm going to add up my points. Well, these would be face down, of course. So I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I guess 9 points. And whoever has the most points wins. Now, I can't recall if you're going to count points on incomplete ones or not. As long as it's in front of you, I believe, yeah, as long as it's in front of you, you're going to count points. So you get 1 point for star icon on a favorite, and 1 point for star icon on ingredients in set dishes. Stars that are not under a favorite do not score. So this is not under a favorite, it doesn't score, but I would still get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Hopefully that makes some sense. Again, if there happens to be a tie, you use the blossoms to break the tie. Whoever has a blossom will break the tie. If there's a tie, if you both have blossoms, you see who has the most. If there's still a tie, then you don't break the tie because it's not better. Overall, that's kind of the game, the gist of it. Hopefully that makes some sense. And that is that. The cards, and I said, I've stock and finish. And yeah, that's Umami. Hopefully that makes sense. Comment, like, subscribe, what you think. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.